Hey, Facebook family. Today we are going to talk about what happened with the November market. And we have our senior realtor partner, Bob Warner, a pro main man, to help us kind of dissect everything and go through it all. So, Bob, if you want to kind of tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so Bob Warner, senior realtor partner with the Evelo Team. Just finished my 7th year on the team and just here to do our monthly market update for everyone today.
Awesome. I appreciate it. So, what did happen with the November market?
Yeah, so we've kind of been in this pattern for a few months now. So I'll just kind of pull open some of the key metrics that we like to take a look at each month. First up here is just kind of those cumulative days on market. So the number of days from when a property is listed to when it goes under contract. Some pretty exciting numbers here if you're a seller. We're down 38% year over year, and just a tick over a 30-day average for the month of November, we had a 31. Probably the next biggest and most important thing that's been happening in our market this year is this median sales price. So our median sales price for the month of November was 224,900. That's a 19.6% year over year change. That is the highest change we have ever seen in our market in history. So pretty incredible there. Next up here is pending sales and closed sales. So year over year, pending sales are up almost 30%. Closed sales are up just a little bit over 20%. Another couple important metrics here, one of those things we look at is the price per square foot. That is kind of ultimately a driving factor, right? So as that median sales price is increased, that price per square foot is also up 13.3% year over year. And then this one is kind of the percent of listing price received. So on average for the whole market, we're at a 98.6% of list price to sales price ratio, which is pretty incredible, again, if you're a seller. And then the last couple of things here before we move on, just that inventory number, right? So that's been the key thing all year. Inventory is excruciatingly low. Year over year change, 50% less inventory, housing inventory for sale than what we had in 2019. And then this last one, that's kind of that month supply of inventory. It's considered a balanced market anytime we have a 5 to 7 month supply of inventory. And once again, we're down to a 0.9 month supply of inventory.
Wow, that is crazy. That's a lot of people making a lot of money right now, Bob. Great time to sell a
Absolutely.
house. So, what does that mean, like a 0.9 month supply inventory? Can you just kind of explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so one of the things we've done for the last few months is we kind of started to take a look at what does that mean in real terms, right? So we just have taken kind of 5 of our popular suburban areas, Fishers, Noblesville, Carmel, Westfield, and Zionsville. And what I do each time we do this is I literally just log in the morning we're going to do this presentation. I see how many active listings there are in each one of those suburbs. Keeping in mind that each of those suburbs plus or minus are 40 to 100,000 people, right, in terms of residents. So between these 5 suburbs today, we have a total of 424 active listings, and only 30 of those 424 are less than $250,000. So that just kind of helps put maybe some real numbers to what a 0.9 month supply of inventory really looks like.
That's insane. So how is it for the individuals buying a house? Is it just not practical? What makes things a little bit easier? Or what has Phil Ligley at Parker Mortgage told you lately?
Yeah, right. Well, what makes things a little bit easier, and this, if you are on the buy side, or even if you're selling and buying, this graph might help things a little bit, right? This just shows we kind of taken a different look at mortgage interest rates in a different way each month. This graph here just shows the savings of if you took out a mortgage at this time last year, 2019, versus this time in 2020. So just kind of, and all that does is kind of say principal and interest payments only. What was the average interest rate at this time last year? What is it today, right? So on a $200,000 house last year, you were looking at a principal and interest payment of $947. Now we're at $808. That's $139 savings. Let's say we jump up to a $500,000 purchase price. Last year we were just a tick under 2,400. This year we're just a little over 2,000. So that literally is a almost $350 a month savings in your payment. So those interest rates remain at historical lows, being a little bit below 3, obviously depending on your credit score and how long you take out a mortgage, 15, 20, 30 years. And as of right now, it looks like that trend is going to continue for a bit.
Wow, that's awesome. So when buyers are looking to purchase a property, and let's say that they don't want to fight in the crazy market that is, everybody trying to get an existing property, what are some other options that they can go at? For instance, like what is new construction? What are those numbers looking like?
Yep. So that's another little kind of metric we've been tracking each month is just how is new construction in our market, right? Because when inventory is low, what's one way that you can increase inventory? You build more homes, right? And so this is another thing that's just been on a tear this year is new construction in our market. So for the month ending November, new construction permits for single family homes was up 47% year over year. And for the year, single family building permits are up 21%. So the builders and the municipalities are doing everything they can to help meet the housing demand with new construction. And it definitely is a good option for folks that are not finding exactly what they want. Maybe you are interested in selling to take advantage of the market. And then building new construction could be a great option because you can get exactly what you want where you want.
That's good to hear. I think I might have to talk my wife into moving out. I don't know if I can do it or not, but
I
I
think you
think,
just did that recently. I'm not sure she'll go for that.
yeah, but I need a bigger house. I don't need a bigger house. I just need a basement or a pole barn because now they're building houses all the way behind me and it's just going crazy. So any final thoughts about the state of the market?
Yeah, we always try to end with a couple things. I pulled a couple of things together today. First, right, obviously we get asked a lot as realtors, what's the outlook, right? So we obviously have some local expertise here, but I know you'd also like to hear from those folks that, have a paycheck that maybe far exceeds what your local realtor does, or just their pay grade's a little different. So we pulled together like some of the economists from NAR, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, MBA, et cetera. And this is just kind of a look at what their housing forecast is. So they looked at mortgage interest rates, home sales, and home prices. And you'll see it looks like in 2021, we're predicting a lot of what 2020 looked like. So still predicting right now that average interest rate is going to remain around that 3% number. So again, great news. We went over the advantages of that a short time ago. Home sale forecast, the gray is kind of 2020, the orangish color here is 2021. So looking for about 7 million total housing units sold across the country in 2021. And then the prediction of another, it's a little varied here across the board by the different organizations, but predicting anywhere from like a 2 to 6% increase in values from 2020 to 2021. So still looking good across the board. And then the last thing we'll look at here, we've talked about that median price and the increase year over year, right? So in 2020, the average homeowner gained $17,000 in equity. So if you've been on the fence, right, you've been a little inside a little bit more in 2020, homeschooling, work from home, et cetera. If you've been thinking about whether or not now is the right time to sell, you've probably gained a lot of equity in your home, especially if you've been in your home for a few years. Could be a really good time to capitalize on that from a selling standpoint. Use those financial gains to upgrade to a home that suits your changing needs, right? Like Terrence just said, maybe you need some more land, maybe you need a basement, maybe you just need to go from a 3-bedroom to a 4-bedroom with a little bit more square footage, whatever the needs may be. If you haven't had a realtor check on your current market value recently, it'd be a good time to reach out to us and we'd be happy to do that.
Awesome. Well, Facebook family, thank you for joining us right now. Merry Christmas for everybody. Happy holidays. And if you need somebody to get you the very top dollar on your house and fight for that, we are here for you. As well as if you're looking to purchase a house, we are here to strategically fight for you and get you a great deal. So if you need anything from us, just let us know. You can email us at info@eveloteam.com or give us a call at 317-863-9011. Bob Warner, thank you so much for joining us. And as always, make every moment count.
Pleasure. Merry Christmas.